In this video, we're going to have a look at adding negative numbers. How we're going to have a look at adding negative numbers is to look at it via diagrams, and hopefully that will help build our understanding. What we're going to do is we're going to let the number plus 1 be represented by a plus sign here, and the number minus 1 to be represented by a minus sign. Now I've got a yellow and a red. And what we're going to do is we're hopefully going to learn to add and subtract negative numbers using these symbols highlighted here. What I want us to do, I'm just going to start off with a wee story. Imagine that you're in a lift and you go up one flight of stairs and then straight away you go back down a flight of stairs. Do you notice how you're still going to be at the exact same spot? What we can say is that when we have a plus 1 and a minus 1, this will form a zero pair. And zero pairs are really important because they allow us to kind of notice things that will simplify a lot quicker, because we know if we see a plus and a minus together, that is 0. So for example, if I see something like this, if I've got plus 3 and if I've got minus 3, well, I can see 3 zero pairs. So I know that I've got 0 here. What we can do is we can look at adding and subtracting negative numbers in such a way. For example, if we look at the problem 5 plus negative 3, well, let's think about it. How many pluses are there? Well, there's 5 pluses and there are 3 minuses. Minus 1, minus 2, minus 3. If we have any zero pairs, we can identify them. 1, 2, 3, and you can see that we're left with plus 2. So therefore, 5 plus minus 3 is 2. Because 5 plus minus 3, that just behaves like 5 minus 3. Okay, I've got 4 examples prepared to try and exemplify this and how the diagrams can help us. Okay, so calculation number 1 is 7 plus negative 3. So if I wanted to draw a diagram, I would have 7 positives, 4, 5, 6, 7, and I would have 3 negatives. 1, 2, 3. I'll identify zero pairs. 1, 2, I've got 3 zero pairs, and what am I left with? I'm left with plus 4. So the answer here is 4. Do you notice that 7 plus minus 3 gives me the exact same answer as 7 minus 3? Okay, let's have a look at the next one. Minus 1 plus minus 5. So I've got minus 1 and I'm going to add minus 5. Minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5. Sometimes people do this and they say, ah, that's a zero pair. But this is not a zero pair because it's not a plus with a minus. So I have no zero pairs here. So I can just read off my answer. Altogether, I've got minus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The answer to this problem is minus 6. And do you notice that I get the exact same answer if I just did this calculation? Minus 1, subtract 5, start at minus 1, go down 5. Okay, the next one, minus 2 plus 4. I can represent this with my diagram with minus 2 and with plus 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. If I've got any zero pairs, I'll identify them. I've got 1 and 2. I've got 2 zero pairs. What am I left with? I'm left with plus 2. So the answer here would be 2. Lastly, 6 plus minus 10. If I wanted to represent this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pluses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We've got 10 negatives. Let's identify zero pairs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And what we're left with? We're left with minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4. So the answer to this problem is minus 4. And we get the exact same answer as if it were this question here. Essentially, what happens is when we add a negative, I'm just going to write a wee statement over here. When we add a negative, it actually behaves like subtraction. Adding a negative behaves like subtraction, because adding a negative is the exact same as subtraction. For example, if I wanted to work out 10 plus minus 2, well, in my head I could just do 10 minus 2, which is 8, because we know that if we were to do this diagram, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then if I've got minus 2, if I identify my 0 pairs, I'm left with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, I did one extra there. Okay, so you see how the answer here is 8. Okay, so adding a negative is just like subtracting. If we wanted to do 7 plus minus 1, well, that behaves like 7 minus 1, and 7 minus 1 is 6, because I would have 7 pluses, I'd have 1 minus, so one of those I would have 1 0 pair, that would leave me with 6 pluses. One final one, minus 2 plus minus 3. Well, adding a negative behaves like subtraction, so this behaves like minus 2 minus 3. And we know that that's minus 5, because if we think about that on a number line, if we start at minus 2, and if we were to go down 3, because when we subtract we move down 1, 2, 3, we're going to get minus 5. There's different representations for adding negative numbers, but hopefully this has given you a wee overview and maybe given you some strategies to help you out. Thank you very much.